So I'm anything but what you would call a unqualified success on YouTube. I'm a pretty small-time YouTuber, even though I have something like, I don't know, over 900 subscribers is the number anyway that I'm seeing lately of my subscribers on my main channel. And, I'd say a large majority of that figure count, and I've talked about this before in other videos, but I don't believe the views on my videos are representative of that subscription number. If anything, I would say that number is probably incorrect or a lie. If I were to go based on categorically the views that I get on videos. And the views aren't like in any way steady. It seems like the views can be more dictated by whatever I happen to be talking about in a video. If it's an anime review and it's a popular series, there tend to be more views than I actually think are people necessarily subscribe to me and such like that. But once again, recently, and this is another topic I've talked about time and time again in my tenure on YouTube, on both this channel and a couple of commentary videos, I think, as well as my main channel. There's one particular video that I recorded ages back now, and I think this was even still while when I had my old mobile device. I'm still very much a mobile user only with all things online to this day. But I got an upgrade, going back a few months now. First upgrade I've had in years since I began on YouTube, and all of my YouTube stuff has been strictly through a mobile device. And prior, to the device I have now, if I wanted to record videos over 4.5 minutes, I had to do podcast/audio only videos. And so back in the day when I was doing that, I was actually, I didn't have a microphone, and I had to record through a set of headphones, bass boost headphones, hilariously. And so the volume and the audio really sucks back in those older videos. Later I would come up with a way to record on my phone and then play back the audio through the headphones, so it would clear it up and make it louder and everything like that, until, as I say, I got this newer device. But I got a comment recently, and it's the first one I've gotten in a long time, actually, was automatically put in the spam bin under my comments on my main channel, where somebody was basically saying, hey, sub for sub can only help both of our channels and everything like that. And I hate to seem like an asshole or, thinking big of myself or anything like that, but I ignored it. It's not that I didn't check out the channel. I actually did, and I'm always looking for people who will, sort of get my interest going in the way they present themselves, and, whether they're entertaining or whether they have something to talk about. And I'm largely somebody who really gravitates toward, on YouTube, either one of two facets, either something that's really going to entertain me, like the gaming channels, Jacksepticeye, Funhouse, Nostalgia Critic, Cinemassacre, the AVGN guy and everything. And conversely to that, I look for people who basically just do what I do. Turn on a camera and just chat and want to have a conversation. And the conversation is with you guys, you the viewer. So I like having the conversation back and forth. And when I'm doing a video, it's largely because I have a passion to want to talk about something, and I want to talk about it with people who feel the same way about that thing. Again, if it's an anime review, or if it's a movie review, or a trailer that got me excited, or a comic book trade, or a manga. Any one of these things, if I want to showcase an action figure with just music, because I know people will appreciate getting a look at something they don't necessarily see elsewhere. And, it's basically whatever I'm driven to talk about, and as well, whatever I'm driven to seek to watch, But a lot of the things that I gravitate toward are, as I say, just people chatting and wanting to have a communal discussion, and definitely not, as was the emphasis in the video I was just speaking about earlier, that I will be linking below, that I recorded ages back, probably in those, Stone Knives and Bearskins horrible audio days. the one thing I will not gravitate toward is somebody who is like fame seeking. I have no aspirations to become famous in any way, shape, or form by just sitting here and shooting the shit, pardon my language, with you guys. You know, I consider everybody an individual, and everyone who has a similar interest and a similar passion that I may share, you know, we're all on a level playing field. It's not about, I see, you know, some bigger, crazier, you know, millions of views anime reviewers who have to refer to their so-called audience by pet names and stuff. And I just can't get into that. I almost find it disrespectful, quite frankly. And, I mean, do I like the idea of more people watching, more people getting involved in the conversation? Hell yes. The more the merrier, but it's not the outset goal. You know, I mean, this person in particular with the share for share, or rather sub for sub aesthetic, you know, in the about section of their channel, they're basically going at length on and on about wanting to become the biggest, most famous, you know, anime reviewer on YouTube channel, whatever. And that just disappoints me, you know, like, one thing I want to chiefly point out is I've been at this since like January 2011. I was on YouTube for about a year or two before that, strictly commenting and watching people, and a few people, they knew who they are, you know, inspired in me to get in front of a camera and actually start chatting about things with people, you know, my peers online that I didn't have in my offline life, that I couldn't share things with, comics, anime, and all that kind of stuff, apart from my sister, who, you know, likes some of those things and shares in interest, you know, with me along those lines. But the idea of reaching out to my fellow fans and such like that, you know, I never monetized any of the videos on my channel because I never was thinking about the filthy lucre. I was never thinking about, you know, making this some kind of a career or something like that. Maybe I oughta. I mean, living an impoverished lifestyle, maybe I should try to, you know, get as much wealth out of it as I can. But the wealth that I get out of it is actually more so the interaction and being able to talk about things that really, you know, I love and enjoy with people who also love and enjoy those things. And so, I mean, I never had any aspirations to, like, become a big world famous YouTuber, you know. I'm not thinking in terms of going to conventions and signing autographs. And I mean, you know, I wouldn't turn somebody down if they wanted one, but that's not why I'm here doing what I'm doing. It's not a matter of, you know, just supporting people at random who want to become famous. In that old time video, you know, I think the emphasis I led with was wrong outlook to have on YouTube or any other sort of social media fixture. If fame, for lack of a better term, and popularity and wealth befalls you doing this, more power to you. But to lead right out of the gate with that being your lone and singular aspiration, wrong. That should be furthest from your mind. Doing something you enjoy, doing it as a hobby, just shooting the shit with people like you should be where your mind is at, you know. And I don't want to sound like an asshole in saying that, but that's really how I feel about it. And this goes for anybody and everybody. People I consider my peers, people I consider my friends, and quite frankly, if I respond to your comments, you're automatically in. You're somebody I admire and like being able to have a conversation with, and I feel like, you know, mano a mano, or, you know, whatever the female equivalent would be instead of, you know, man on man or whatever. Wow, that was the wrong choice of words. But in any case, you get probably what I'm saying. The idea is we're all on the same level playing field, and we can share in, you know, a mutual love for something. We don't always have to agree on it, but it's not about wealth. It's not about fame and fortune and trying to become, you know, the next big, 15 minutes of fame fad or something like that, Again, for the people who do find that kind of success, more power to them. But I think largely it happens to people who isn't, that isn't what they're even doing it for. And I'm not saying that's going to happen to me. I doubt it will. But as long as I have just a few, mutual friends that I can have conversations back and forth with, that's where I get my value out of doing this. And it's not wealth, it's not fame, it's not trying to become the biggest YouTuber ever and everything. And it just, every once in a while I feel like I have to tap back into that vein and just sort of lay the groundwork, lay the foundation over again to pretty much put it out there why I'm even on YouTube, what I'm even doing this for. I watch anime episodes. That's the primary thing I'm focusing on these days, although I'll still do offshoots on other topics as, the interest and the want to discuss things crops up in me. And I'm pretty much doing whatever the fuck I want, talking about whatever the fuck I want. And when I get feedback, when I can have a conversation back and forth, that's what is the most fulfilling, because I don't have that in my offline life. And like I say, this is just kind of a hobby where I can actually watch an episode of something or watch a movie or read a book or, a comic or whatever, and I can come on and I can just share the insights and what I've taken away from it, the values, what it did right, what it did wrong, in my opinion. And, we sort of run those themes off of each other and back and forth and have that conversation. And so, if you have aspirations to make videos, man, just do it. One way or the other. Just pop that camera on and have fun. And, don't try to be clinical necessarily in how you're going to talk about something. Just talk about how it left you feeling. That's primarily what I've done. I've done reviews in the past where I've written them out at length, and I've really sort of, taken my time to just scrutinize aspects of a thing, of whatever it was, an anime episode or a movie, all of those things I've listed before. And I found that for me, it's very much more fulfilling to just talk off the top of my head about how I'm feeling about something. Sometimes I do have to write notes that I'll have just to remind myself, whatever I want to reference back to or what have you, but it's just about having fun. It's just about shooting the shit and sharing in a mutual love for whatever topic the topic at hand is. And so yeah, in a nutshell, don't make it about trying to be famous. Don't make it about trying to make money. Don't make it about trying to be, create a career for yourself out of this thing, because 9 times out of 10, that's just going to fail. And, there should never be a time where everything is so spit and polished that you can't see the human and the humanity behind the person speaking on camera. But yeah, rock and roll, keep on rocking and reeling, biggin' and bangin' and booming and bombing and shitting and shutting and fucking and ficking, whatever.